People are surprised why they stay in abusive relationships so long. And the thing is, if you're with a toxic abuser, that person, the abuser needs you to supply them. They're getting their needs met with you. Not everybody's like you in a sense that you ignore the red flags, or at least you don't react to them to the point where you walk away. You give the person the benefit of the doubt again and again. And in the process, in the process, you supply them with their needs because you stick with them despite that. But what toxic abusers do is they they put you down, they hurt you, they emotionally abuse you, but they don't do it so intensely to the point where you realize you just have to walk away, that you're left with no choice. Instead, what they do is they'll put you down, and then when they see that you've had enough and you can't take it anymore, they sprinkle you with some affection, some future faking. Maybe they'll apologize and realize and admit that, maybe they hurt you, but they didn't do it on purpose. They'll change, they'll be different going forwards, etc., etc. And then they get you hoping that the relationship's going to get better, so you stick with them. But then the cycle reverts back to what happened before. They put you down, they devalue you, they hurt you, they make you feel ashamed of yourself, they make you feel ashamed of your friends, they make you feel ashamed of your family, they make you feel ashamed of your hobbies, etc. And they somehow, in the process, make themselves seem like so much better than you, that they have their shit together. But then they revert into that different zone, being they pretend they care again, they're trying to uplift you, they make you feel better about yourself, they make you think that maybe you were over exaggerating in your emotions, of whatever they were doing before. Maybe you think you're the one that's unhinged, you were just imagining things, because if they're treating you well now, and they treated you well yesterday, and they treated you well the day before that, then certainly the things that they did the previous 3 weeks couldn't have been that bad. You start looking at the past in rose-colored glasses and some level of confusion where you start second-guessing what really happened. But your energies, even, each cycle of abuse and each cycle of affection, even when they uplift you after having abused you, your energies are kind of on a descent. Your energy levels are steadily decreasing. And you're reaching a point where, even their upliftment might give you a bit of relief, but you're no longer feeling any happiness. You're no longer looking forward to things. When they don't abuse you and they treat you well, it's just relief that you're getting. And you associate that relief as the best thing you'll ever experience in life. And that's the best thing you have to look forward to. And in time, you've given up all hope of being able to live a fulfilling life, of being able to have a positive impact on other people, because you're in a very negative space perpetually, where your sole purpose is just to make sure the abuser has their most basic needs met, nothing else. And of course, at some point, they might just realize they don't need you anymore, so they discard you. It really is this kind of death by 1,000 cuts. You stick with the abuser because it's this abuse reward cycle where they hurt you, and then they give you intermittent reinforcement, and they hurt you some more, but not so much that you leave them. They hurt you just enough so that you're devastated, but you still stick around. So they're making you bleed. You know, your energies are bleeding out. You're bleeding out your essence. You're bleeding out your real emotions. You're bleeding out the humanity that's inside of you. And you're just turning into this shell of your former self, this zombie-like creature who just doesn't have the ability, the emotional range that you had before. And it's that death by a thousand cuts. It's that intermittent abuse with reinforcement that makes it so difficult for you to leave. And if you're sticking around despite that abuse for a long time, then you probably have some core wound in yourself, which means you tolerate it. And sometimes you need to understand what it is about you that makes you tolerate that. Otherwise, you subject yourself to it. And when you get out of one situation, you soon find yourself in another. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching.